Hi, my name is Madeline and welcome to this easy 5-minute loose landscape tutorial. I have some 100% cotton watercolor paper here, and as I'm taping it down to my desk with some masking tape, I'm going to share the supplies that I'll be using. Feel free to pause and look through the list more thoroughly. This is going to be a very simple landscape. Anybody can paint it. We're going to use wet technique to create a soft background and paint a few trees. Next, I'm going to grab a mottler brush just to wet our paper. I'm going to wet the upper 2/3 for the sky. I'm going to start with the lower half of the sky, and I'm going to pick up some light purple and drop it at the lower half of our sky. And then now I'm going to grab a darker purple and I'm going to start coloring the upper half of our sky. To get a background in watercolor that is a really smooth blend of more than one color, you use wet on wet technique and you introduce those colors while the paper is wet. So now I'm grabbing a sort of an in-between color between the darker purple and the lighter purple, and by having all of these colors mixed together while this sky is still wet, when we dry this, it's all going to dry really smoothly together. Now I'm going to grab some green and we're going to paint the foreground. I'm going to let my brush touch the tip of the wet sky. This portion of the paper is dry, but by having the green brush strokes touch the upper wet paper, is going to create that softness where the green is. And now I'm going to grab my tree brush. This is a makeshift tree brush, and I'm going to pick up some dark purple, and I'm just going to paint a tree or two right here on the right side. I love this brush. It's an old Princeton Heritage round 2 brush, and I've smashed it up and it gives me really cool tree textures, and it's honestly one of my favorite brushes. I'm going to put a smaller tree right here to the left of the one we just painted. I want to add some paint splatters to the foreground. So this turquoise has a little bit of shimmer to it, and I think it's just going to make for some really fun textures. I'm going to grab a Princeton Select liner. This is the 10/0, one of my favorite liners. And I'm going to add some blades of grass to the very front of our paper. Now I want to finish this landscape off with a flock of birds. I'm going to grab a color that's very similar to Payne's Gray, and I'm using the same liner brush, and we're just going to paint a really quick string of birds. Make sure to have the watercolor really dilute, and using the smallest liner you have is my advice when painting birds. And then once everything is fully dry, we can remove our masking tape, and that is our landscape. I hope you enjoyed painting it, that it was not too hard, and I just love how moody and pretty this came out. If you liked this tutorial, please hit the like button. It's a really small way to help my channel grow. And if you enjoy my content, use the following QR codes to either find me on Patreon or Instagram.